Hey everybody, it's me Stacy here at Scrapbooking Made Simple with another YouTube demo for you today. Now I know it's been some time since my last YouTube and I apologize for that, but I tell you I got the most wicked flu that you have ever seen, and it was a good thing that I wasn't on camera last week, trust me with that. But I'm back and I'm excited to be here, and I have got big news to share with you. On Saturday, September 29th, 2012, our retail store is celebrating its 6-year anniversary, and we have such events planned for all of you who can come and join us. So if you are anywhere in driving distance to Scrapbooking Made Simple here in Southern California, get in that carpool, come on down. We've got giveaways and prizes and sales and doorbusters and free gifts, and we have cake. Yum! So please, if you're available on September 29th, that's this Saturday, come on down and join us here at the shop to celebrate our 6-year anniversary. But if you're not local, and we know that there's lots of you out there, we're gonna have our online shoppers celebrate our anniversary sale with us this year too. So we are putting our entire online store on sale for you, with the exception of maybe a few items like the Sizzix Big Shot Machine, which is already on sale. But we're gonna put almost everything on sale for you. We will have a free gift for all of you as well. So if you shop online with us during our anniversary sale, we are gonna send you the same free gift that all of our local customers are gonna get. So we hope that you find your way to us. And the best part for you online shoppers, the best part is for you, the anniversary sale starts on Friday, September 28th. So September 28th, 29th, and 30th. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, you can shop all you want on Scrapbooking Made Simple, and we'll have the doorbuster deals for you. The store will be on sale. Shipping over $50 on most items will be for free. So come and join us and have a good time. And I'd like to say thank you very much for all of your support. Locals, online shoppers for the past 6 years here at our store. We have enjoyed every moment of it. There's only like 6 of us, 6 SMS girls, and we do it all, and we appreciate how much patience you have with us and all the support you give with us and all the wonderful comments you send to us. So thank you so much. Now, on to our YouTube, because I got a big one for you today. This has to do with embossing folders. There are lots of embossing folders out on the market, and there is a lot of confusion about them and what they do and how to use them and why they're different from each other. And why they're the same to each other, I guess. So I'm going to talk about that, and I'm telling you, the girls, the SMS girls, again, have done the most amazing samples ever. So we're going to go ahead, I'm going to tilt on down, and I'm going to get started for today, okay? Down we go, and don't forget September 29th for you locals, and September 28th, 29th, and 30th for you online shoppers. So down we go, bye. All right, embossing folders. Woo, embossing folders. And there are a lot of them out there, let me tell you. Holy smokes, we have Sizzix brand has their own embossing folders. Cuttlebug brand has their own embossing folders. And Cuttlebug is actually the company that started the whole craze with embossing folders. They're the first and the original. Spellbinders now has their own embossing folders. Doris has their own embossing folders. And now we brought in a company from overseas called Couture Creations, which also has their own embossing folders. They are all similar, but not exact. I want to tell you the differences of why Couture Creations has done something that nobody else has done in the Cuttlebug or in the embossing folder market, and Spellbinders has done something that the other companies haven't done in the embossing folder market. They all have different things that they have to offer you, and I want you to see what they are and the differences between them. So when you are out shopping, you can make a decision with all the information, all right? I'm gonna move these aside, and we're gonna start with, I think we're gonna start with Sizzix and Cuttlebug are the two that I'm gonna start with. Now, quickly, I wanna tell you that most embossing folders come in 3 sizes. An A2 size is a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. This is the most typical card size out on the market. A2, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Why am I showing you this? Because when sometimes you look for embossing folders, specifically Sizzix, they put, and I don't know if you can see this, but they put a little number right there. It says A2. Does that say A2? Yeah, A2. So if you see A2, I want you to know that means 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and this is the most standard card size on the market. What this is this is half of a sheet of 8 1/2 by 11, cut in half, scored. So out of an 8 1/2 by 11 sheet of paper, you would get 2 A2 cards. The next size that's common for an embossing folder is an A6 card. A6 cards equal 4 1/4 by 6 1/4, approximately. There's a lot of debate over what a true A6 size is, and I'm not 100% positive that's the true A6 size, but when I looked at the Sizzix embossing folders and what they had marked as an A6 size, this is the size that they had given on the back. So that's what I went with after I Googled it a couple times, but I have an A6 card here, and you will see that it says A6. So, an A6 card, 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. The next most common embossing folder size is an A7, which is a standard 5 by 7 card. Okay, so if you see an A7, you're going to know it's 5 by 7. Now you might want to just grab a piece of paper if you keep a little list in your checkbook or whatever when you go shopping. You might just want to jot those sizes down so you have them with you. That way when you're shopping, you know what they correlate to. That way when you see A2 or A6 or A7, you know the size of card you're buying, okay? Or the size of embossing folder that is going to work with the cards. So I'm going to go on from there. I've got 2 folders here. One's a Sizzix folder, one's a Cuttlebug folder. They are made exactly the same way. They are a translucent plastic, and it's a molded plastic. So before crafting, I came from a very strong manufacturing background before I got into the scrapbooking and crafting world and card making world. So I'm thinking about how this was made because again, I came from manufacturing. And my thought is that they made a mold and they inject the plastic hardens, and then they pop it out of the mold. I would think that's true for both of these, a Cuttlebug and a Sizzix folder. What both of them have in common is that when you use them for the first couple times, not all the time, but quite frequently, that plastic, because it's injected and then popped out, those ridges are really, really sharp. It's a nice razor edge sometimes on that plastic. So when you put your paper in to emboss, and we'll do this in a few minutes. When you put your paper in to emboss, sometimes instead of embossing, the paper actually gets cut because those ridges are razor sharp after being injected with the plastic and then popped out of the mold. So there's a couple ways to stop that from happening. First off, you can take your paper and you can mist it with a little bit of water. Use a mini mister and just put a fine mist over the top of it and then emboss with it. What that does is it kind of softens the fibers in the paper so they don't tear as easily. What we do is we will take a piece of chipboard. This is actually a beverage coaster. We take a piece of chipboard, we put it in where it's cutting, and we run it through the Big Shot machine, which of course is our machine of choice here at Scrapbooking Made Simple, but we'll run it through several times. What the chipboard will do, because it's a little thicker, is it will round down the edges of where the sharp lines are on your embossing folder. Will it harm your embossing folder? No, absolutely not. In fact, most embossing folders are kind of like a nice well-seasoned pan. They get better as they get older. So if you're having a problem with that, with it cutting through your paper, chances are it's a brand new embossing folder. It won't do it forever, but the fastest, easiest way to get rid of that is to take some chipboard, and it may take a couple times, a couple pieces of chipboard to roll it through, but eventually it will stop cutting, or mist your paper, and that will also help. So those are what's similar about these two, Cuttlebug and Sizzix. There is a very big difference between them as well. Cuttlebug, although they say A2 size, are not a true A2 size. The actual folder might be A2, but the design is not. If you can see, the design stops here at the bottom. And so when you put your A2 card in, it does not cover, I don't know if you can see that. It does not cover your entire card. Same thing when they have an all-over pattern. It's not an A2 size. The width is also not quite A2. Let me put a Sizzix embossing folder on the back and the Cuttlebug on the front. Now if you go from design to design, look at the difference in the width. Can you see? The actual Cuttlebug embossing folder stops right here, the design. You're losing that much. And again, that's true even if you have an all-over design. Same with the bottom. See how the Cuttlebug again stops at the bottom? Where the Sizzix does not. It goes all the way down to the bottom and all the way up to the top. The Sizzix folders are true to size. If they say A2, they mean A2. If they say A6, they mean A6. Cuttlebugs, not as much. They also make A7s, which is the 5x7. Again, it's not 100% true to size. So if you put your card in and you think it's going to cover the entire card, you're not correct. You might be a little disappointed, and I don't want you to be disappointed because these are awesome folders. I have to tell you, Cuttlebug makes some of the best designs on the market. I like some of their folders better than some of the Sizzix designs. So just know that when you use this, you may want to use a piece of paper in here and then mat that onto your card, as opposed to trying to do directly to the card. Unlike with Sizzix, yes, you can put your card in there and you can emboss directly to the card. See how it's going to cover everything on that card? Big difference between the two. Not that any one is better than the other, they're just different. So Cuttlebug is the leader. They started this whole craze with the embossing folders. I love their designs. They're just not so true to size. Sizzix, on the forefront of embossing folders, they do an amazing job. They've got the Tim Holtz styles in the texture fades. They've got the textured impressions, which is what this is. Beautiful designs as well, and true to size. As long as you know that, then you're aware when you buy them, okay? Then you know what you're doing when you're shopping for them, all right? So that's the difference between those two. I want to move on to the Spellbinders, because Spellbinders then did something completely different again. They went ahead and, as opposed to getting one embossing folder like this is just a one single embossing folder, Spellbinders went ahead and gave you two. If you put your paper in this way, you're going to get that pattern there. If I flip it over and put my paper in this way, you're going to get that pattern there. See the difference? You get two embossing folders for the price of one. Now that's kind of nice because it saves on space. I mean, that's really convenient. It's got its definite pluses. I want to show you though, with Sizzix, some of their embossing folders come in different sizes. So not only do you get a large folder, but you get a couple smaller ones. Do I have another one? Here, not only do you get a large folder, but you get a couple borders. You won't get that with a Spellbinder. You're just gonna you'll get two all over patterns. You won't be able to get any of the different sizes, which are really nice to have, especially if you're a scrapbooker, because these make stunning embellishments on your layouts. Okay, so I wanted to show you that. It is different. Now to use these embossing folders is also different. I'm gonna grab a Sizzix embossing folder real quick. And for those of you who have never used embossing folders, boy, thank you so much for staying with me without possibly knowing what it is I'm talking about. An embossing folder, you put your paper in. I'm gonna pull over my Sizzix Big Shot machine because of course, at Scrapbooking Made Simple, our Sizzix Big Shot machine is our die cutting machine of choice here. I am going to use my multi-purpose platform, and if I have not told you, these are no longer available to purchase. The only way you're gonna get it is with your Sizzix Big Shot machine, so treat them with kid gloves, love them, and if you ever wanna get rid of yours, call me. I want it. I'm gonna open up to tab 2, and tab 2 right there It shows textured impressions, which is what Sizzix embossing folders are called, but you can use the Tim Holtz texture fades, you can use the Cuttlebug, you can use the Derice. Anything that's the clear the translucent plastic will work. I'm going to put my multi-purpose platform into my Big Shot machine. I'm going to put down my do not cut plate. I'm going to put my embossing folder with the paper sandwiched in, and then one more clear plate, and then I'm gonna send it, oh, there we go, send it on through. Move it out of the way. And this is what it's done. It has embossed and debossed my paper, giving me a textured look. Then I took my Sand-It gadget, which everybody needs a Sand-It gadget, and I just give it a quick sand, and it highlights, assuming you're using the right paper, it highlights that embossing if you want to have a white core look. Now this is Bo Bunny Double Dot, I think. Yes, it is. It's Bo Bunny Double Dot. This is white core. Almost any two-sided paper is white core. You can use the Coordinations color core. You can use the craft core. I have a whole YouTube on papers. So if you're not sure about papers, go on back to some of my older YouTubes. I have an entire YouTube on different kinds of papers and what they do and why you use them. So that's what an embossing folder does, and that's how you would use a translucent embossing folder. But I want to use the Spellbinders, and I want to use it in my Big Shot machine. How am I going to do that? If I did it the way I just did with my translucent, it's not going to work. No, instead, I'm going to put my paper in, close it up. I'm going to bring back my Big Shot machine. Bring back my Big Shot machine. This time I'm going to put my multi-purpose platform in completely closed. I'm not going to open any of the tabs. It's going to go completely closed. I have got my embossing folder here with my paper in completely closed. I have put it down. You noticed I did not put my do not cut plate down. I didn't put this down first. I went straight to my multi-purpose platform. Then I'm going to put just one clear plate over the top, and I'm going to send it on through. And boom, done. Pull it out, and I have embossed it. Now, there's one that's sanded. There's the other side. So one side's debossed, one side's embossed. And that is how you would use your Spellbinder embossing folder in your Sizzix Big Shot machine. Now, let's assume you have the long plates, the long pad, the long multi-purpose platform that has the shim built in. To do this, you would need your long cutting pad with the shim that's built in, along with the wafer shin. You would need to have the wafer die shim on top, because then those three, that together makes this multi-purpose platform. And that's how you would use Spellbinder using your long plates, your new long Sizzix plates. Okay, you would use the long one with the shim that's already built in, and then the wafer die shim on top. Then you would put your embossing folder down, clear plate, send it on through. Okay? All right, easy peasy, but you can see so far the difference. 2 for the price of 1. True A2 size as well. Sizzix True A2 size gives you lots of different options and sizes with their packaging. It's really nice. They've got a lot of different sizes for you to utilize. And then Cuttlebug, which has done the most amazing designs. Beautiful, but not true A2 size. All right, next we're gonna go to Couture Creations. Now, Couture Creations is a company out of the UK, and I have to tell you, their collections are limited editions. They only make so many. They do a collection a month approximately. They only make so many embossing folders, and then they're gone. So we only have so many of each style, and when we're sold out, we're sold out. Each collection usually has, 10 to 15 embossing folders. This one happens to be this design right here, which is absolutely gorgeous. And I don't know if you can see this, but here are some of the other, these are the other 9 designs in this collection, and this is the Romantique collection. Again, it is a translucent folder, so you're going to use it the exact same way that you would your Cuttlebug or your Sizzix. If you have the problem with it cutting your paper, you're going to treat it the exact same way. You're going to put a piece of cardstock in, or a chipboard in there, and roll it through a couple times, or you're going to mist your paper and then emboss it. But what Couture Creations did that's different than anybody else is they went ahead and they put a hole at the top. Now, for those of you who follow Tim Holtz, you know that his longer tag is a little bit too long for the embossing folders. So he had recommended that you go ahead and you cut the top of your embossing folder to fit the tag so you can slide it up, so if you want to emboss it, you can emboss the whole thing. Well, Couture Creations, they didn't quite make it wide enough, but you could add a little bit of width to it, but they did make it perfect for scrapbookers. They made it a 2-inch border where you can slip a piece of paper in and do a border. Now, I love this. I think this is beautiful. If you can see that, I would just be embossing this strip right here, and then I could put a sentiment right there and put it on a card, or if this was an all-over pattern, I could start here. If this was, again, an all-over pattern, emboss it, and then slide it up, line it up, and emboss it again. And these are the perfect size. It is perfect for the die cuts with a view border strips. And of course we have these online, and here you get 48 sheets of sticker paper. These are white core, so they're sandable, and they have a sticker back to them. So all you have to do is peel it off and stick it down. But Couture Creations made it perfect to fit, and you just slide it on to where you want it, emboss it, sand it, and put it down. I love this feature. It again utilizes your embossing folder in a different way that you didn't have before. And I think it's really smart of them. What I have to remind you though is that, again, Couture Creations are limited editions. We have the Romantique collection in stack, that's what it's called, in stock now. We have they're here now, and we also will have online the pre-orders for the Ho 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 collection, which is their Christmas collection, and the designs are stunning. Their designs tend to be a little more sophisticated and not so cutesy. They're just elegant and beautiful. So I encourage you to go take a look at the online store and see if there's any of these that you like. Free shipping over $50. I'm not sure that you want to wait until the anniversary sale to put your order in for these. If that's all you order, get that order in and then come back for the anniversary sale, because again, once we're out, we're out. So I'm going to go ahead, and I do want to show you, let's see, here's another one. Here's another one of the Couture Creations, and that's what it is. So you can run it that way, or you can have it that way. So it has the frame that's embossed, it has embossing, debossing, it's absolutely gorgeous. And we have a card done with these, so I'm going to show those to you. Next thing I want to do quickly is I want to talk to you about the materials that you can use in your embossing folder. I said I was going to emboss a piece of chipboard, so I'm going to do that real quick just so you can see how easy it is and what a nice job it does. I've got my Big Shot machine over here. I've opened it up, my multi-purpose platform, to tab 1, because again, that's what it shows. I'm going to put it in. Again, I need to sandwich it because it's translucent. It's not the white. It's not the white Spellbinders. It's translucent. So I'm going to put my Do Not Cut plate down. I'm going to put my embossing folder down. I'll grab another top plate, and look at my top plate. I mean, you can see how worn they get. That's okay. It's not done yet. This has got so much more wear in it. Don't think because it looks this way, it's time to get rid of it. It's not. It's got a lot more wear to go. All right, and then I'm going to send it on through. Ooh, I'm going to crank. Crank, crank, crank. I'm slipping and sliding here. All right, there we go. Can you see how gorgeous that is? Do I have some ink? I do. Isn't that fabulous? That's on a beverage coaster. So next time you're at Chili's, shh, or Ruby Tuesdays or whatever you've got out there, and they put a beverage coaster down, collect them. That's on a beverage coaster. Is that not fabulous? Couldn't you see a little gold top to this and a string and Merry Christmas across the center? It's a Christmas ornament. I love it. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna get letters from Chile saying, don't tell people to do that. Sorry. But you know what? If they put it down on the table, take it with you. Okay, so I have embossed chipboard, heavy chipboard. We've embossed paper. You can emboss shimmer sheets. We took, for a make and take, we took the Spellbinder, this is a Christmas one. There is a bow right there that I really wanted. I put my shimmer sheet in. Shimmer sheet plastic, Mylar, bends and gives, holds embossing beautifully. I took my shimmer sheet and I put it in. Closed it up. Now remember, this is double-sided, so this is a whole nother embossing folder here. This is a winter scene that I'll show you later. Put it in, brought my Big Shot machine over. We're gonna pretend that I have sent it through my Big Shot machine, and again, the way you're gonna do that real quick is you're gonna close up your multi-purpose platform, close it up, stick it straight to it, put a clear plate over the top, that's the sandwich, and send it through. So we're gonna pretend that I did that, and what has come out is this piece right here, and you can see that bow. Now, why did I want that bow? Because I wanted to fussy cut it out. And when we say fussy cut, we mean detail cutting. So I wanted to get in there and I wanted to detail cut. Now, some of you may be wondering what I'm using to cut. These are the best scissors since sliced bread. No trying to fit your fingers in to get them in, no pressure on your hands. The points are super fine, they're super sharp, and they do detail work like nobody's business. They can get in here, they can pivot, they can get into small corners. They are amazing. We get them from Elizabeth Craft Designs, which is the same place we get the shimmer sheets from, and they allow you to work on, do you see how I'm just pivoting with it? It's just amazing. They allow you to do detailed work without the strain and stress on your hands because you're not sticking your fingers in these two little holes. Amazing detail work. Here's one that's all cut out in red. All done with these scissors by Elizabeth Craft. This is what they look like when you get them. They just do a fabulous job. They're $10, they'll be on sale. They're worth every penny. Every penny. Okay? So, we have embossed paper, we've embossed shimmer sheets, you can emboss acetate, you can emboss thick chipboard. There is lots to do. I want to show you real quick. There is that same, oh, there's the mailman. Thanks. I want to show you the same card. Can you see that? I hope you can. That's got the bow on it as well. And then this was a ornament card where we then took our brush sticks with an embossing folder. We used a Spellbinders embossing folder. And then I took my brush stick. I'm going to show you samples of this later. And I went in there and I colored each individual just super fast. Really fast and easy. Went in there and colored each of my little snowflakes on my ornaments. The brush sticks are great. Brush sticks are amazing. Lets you go in there and color without making a mess. The brush sticks are by Sukaniko, and we won't go without them ever again. And of course, I'm always using my Memento ink, because we love Memento ink. It really is the best dye-based ink out on the market. Dries fast, the colors are magnificent, and works phenomenal with the brush sticks. So that's another card that we're working on that I'm going to show you in our samples. So acetate, chipboard, shimmer sheets, foils, embossing folders have a world of use out there. They add texture, they add a little something to a card that's just not quite done. It needs just a little oomph, but you don't want to do too much with it. You always want to have a sand it gadget because you always want the opportunity to sand your embossing folder should that be something you want to do. And it's always nice to use a white core or a color core paper when you're using your embossing folders, because then, of course, if you don't want to sand it, you don't have to, but if you do want to sand it, you have that option. And almost every double-sided paper on the market is white core paper. Bo Bunny Double Dot is white core paper. The Coordinations is a color core paper. All of the stacks, the matte stacks from Die Cuts with a View are white core paper. And the nice thing about these is that these are stickers already. You just emboss it, peel off the back, and stick them. And now they have a new size. They have a 6x6 size. Isn't that nice? Okay, so I'm going to show you some samples real quick, and then we'll go over what we talked about today because I know it was a lot. I'm going to show you how the shimmer sheets come real quick. Shimmer sheets come in, I think, 13 or 14 different colors. They're $5.99, and you get 3 colors per pack. One shimmer sheet, let me show you the card. This is the card that everybody made for our make and take, where we used the Spellbinder folder, and it was Winter Wonders is the folder. You get two folders in one. Remember, it's reversible, so you have one here, and then you flip it and you have another. This was the card that everybody made in our make and take, and you can see we used the shimmer sheet, and we used 2 different colors of paper, and we just cut down the center and matted them. And one piece of shimmer sheet made 3 cards. So 3 cards for one piece of shimmer sheet, and you get 3 in here. So that would give you 9 cards. Okay, I'm going to continue and show you some more samples because we've got beautiful samples. So again, another sample of the same card, Christmas card. And we've got this one. And we have got this one here. And Happy Hanukkah. And remember I was doing the coloring? I was doing the coloring here. There's an ornament here, and an ornament here, and an ornament here. Here's the card completely done. All done with Spellbinders. These are all Spellbinders. Here it is in all red. So from this to this when it's done. And it was so simple with the brush sticks. I'm telling you, this card took, I don't know, 5-10 minutes, and then we went in, I don't know if you can see, but we went in with a little bit of stickles and just brushed it right over the top to give it a little bit of oomph. Now, remember on this card I said that there's a winter scene on the background? On the other side when you emboss it, there's the winter scene. And then we have the same card done a different way, where we cut out the winter scene. We embossed it twice in 2 different colors, and then cut this out and laid it over the top. And we added a little bit of sparkle on that night scene. Another card. And last but not least, so those are all Spellbinders, and they're just beautiful. But now I've got some beautiful Couture Creation cards that the girls did. Let me pull those up for you too, because they are absolutely stunning. They used the new paper by Graphic 45, Birdsong. So this is this folder right here, and they cut the center piece out to make the window. So you've got embossing up here, you've got embossing down there. Here we have another card. Oh, and they used It looks like Nutcracker Suite, the new Graphic 45 Nutcracker Suite. And again, you've got a very subtle embossing on the sides just to give it a little bit of texture. Another card using Nutcracker Suite, and again, beautiful embossing right on the sides, just to give you texture to the card. Here they went ahead and they embossed on a patterned piece of paper. Let me get up close. Can you see how they've embossed it and then sanded it? Because all double-sided paper, most, as far as I know, all double-sided paper is white core as well. So you can take a patterned piece of paper and emboss it. They did that with this one as well. They took a patterned piece of paper and embossed it just to add a little bit of texture to it. Again, using Nutcracker Suite from Graphic 45. And here we are back to Birdsong. And these are all Couture Creation embossing folders that they used. So you've got one pattern here, one pattern there, and they left you room for a sentiment, all in the embossing folder. And here they took and they cut the bottom of the embossing folder to go with the pattern. It's gorgeous, isn't it? And then one of my favorites, and again they took, this is the one that I had out, this is this one right here that I had out, and they took and they just cut out to make the window. But isn't that a beautiful, simple card? And the Graphic 45 paper is always so stunning. And last but not least, where they took and they cut out where the embossing was and layered it right on top of some paper from Graphic 45 Nutcracker Suite. So we have got the most amazing girls. I tell you, they're absolutely fabulous. All right, so what did we learn today? We learned that there's a lot of embossing folders on the market. We learned that Sizzix and Cuttlebug, and here's the Sizzix and Cuttlebug, they're very, very, very similar. The biggest difference is Cuttlebug is not a true A2 size. Does not mean it's bad, just means you want to know that beforehand. And when I say A2, I mean 4.5 by 5.25. We learned that most embossing folders come in A2 size, A6 size, and A7 size. And you might just want to jot those down so you have them next time. So if you see something that says A7, you know you're talking about a 5x7 card right away, okay? We learned that Spellbinders does 2-in-1, 2 for the price of 1. You just flip the card, but you do have to run it through your Big Shot a little bit differently than a standard textured impression or Cuttlebug or texture fade. There is a different sandwich for it, and we learned that that sandwich means you keep your multi-purpose platform completely closed. You put it right on top of that multi-purpose platform with no clear plate underneath, one clear plate on top, and you send it on through. Okay, we learned that Couture Creations is a new company out of the, well, maybe not new, but new to us, out of the UK, that makes elegant, beautiful embossing folders. And the specialty with their embossing folders is that they give you a little slit at the top so that you can pull a piece of paper right through and have a continuous embossing if that's something you want. Although I think this would be absolutely gorgeous just to emboss this piece right here, and the center, and then put a sentiment in there. But you need to know they're limited. They're only around for so long, so you need to get them while you can, because when they're sold out, they're sold out. Okay? Embossing folders will do shimmer sheets, it'll do chipboard, it will do paper, it will do acetate, it will do foils. Have fun with them. They're plastic. They're relatively inexpensive. Give yourself time to experiment with them and have a good time and see what you can come up with, see what you can create. Just one more time, one more sample. I'm gonna tilt on up and I'm gonna say, hey, this is Stacy at Scrapbooking Made Simple. Do not forget our anniversary sale for you online shoppers. It starts this Friday, September 28th, and goes through Sunday, September 30th. So the 28th, 29th, and 30th, we'll put the entire store on sale with the exception of a few little things. There'll be free shipping. And for all of you that place an order, you too are gonna get a free gift from Scrapbooking Made Simple as a way of saying thank you so much for your continued support of our little store here. And for those of you who are local, we'll see you on September 29th for an amazing day. Where are you gonna find all of these goodies starting September 28th? Although if I were looking at the Couture Creations, I would not wait. I would go get them now and get your free shipping if you spend more than $50 and then come back for the anniversary sale too. But where are you gonna find them? You're gonna find them at www.shop@sms.com. That's www.shop@sms.com, www.shop@scrapbookingmadesimple.com, or www.scrapbooking-made-simple.com. Whew! Okay, guys, I'm glad to be back, and thank you again for staying with me. I know this was long. I hope you learned some things, and I hope you enjoyed all the samples the girls made. I will see you soon. Have a good one. It's me, Stacy. Bye.